Q Review, print speaking to the blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @QNReview. That is @CUEANDREVIEW. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@QNreview.com. That is INFORMATION @CUEANDREVIEW.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This week's podcast, dated Wednesday, the 20th of November 2024, is read to you by volunteers Alan, Gordon, Hunter, Ian, Jehan, Nikki, and Philip. We hope you enjoy the podcast. Memorial for Bomb Victims. Article written by Kevin Roberts. A special memorial in Bishopbriggs to honour the victims of a bombing in the Second World War has been dedicated at a ceremony attended by East Dunbartonshire Provost Gillian Rennick. She was joined by two local historians, one a relative of the deceased, to lay a wreath at the memorial created by David Wilson Holmes. The house builder constructed a memorial at its Bockler Mews development, which was built on the site of the former Bishopbriggs High School. Its predecessor, Bishopbriggs Higher Grade School, was damaged in a bombing raid in 1941 that cost the lives of 7 local residents. Bishopbriggs Community Council, along with David Wilson, organised the ceremony to commemorate those who passed away. The memorial is constructed from stones reclaimed from the neighbouring Cross Hill House, c. 1896 to 2022, and railings from the school that show wartime damage. Provost Gillian Rennick laid a wreath at the site and was joined by local historians Carol Primrose and Bill Finlay. Carol, a Fellow of the Society of Antiquities of Scotland, is a relative of one of the victims, hence the street name Primrose Drive, while Bill is a retired community councillor and lifelong volunteer. They are also joined on the day by representatives from David Wilson Holmes. David Scott, Managing Director of Barrett and David Wilson Holmes West Scotland, said, "We are privileged to be involved in such a touching ceremony to honour those that sadly passed away." Mr. Scott added, "Building this memorial on the grounds of our Bockler Mews development will give the community a space to pay their respects and remember the victims of such a tragedy. Bringing local figures together, including Provost Rennick, to participate in such an event is a true testament to those who care about their community, and we hope residents continue to come together and show solidarity where it's needed most." The ceremony was followed by an event at the Bishopbriggs Library, where both Bill and Carol delivered speeches. Local representatives were invited along with East Dunbartonshire councillors and senior history pupils from Bishopbriggs Academy and Turnbull High School. Provost Gillian Rennick said, "As Provost, it was an honour to have been invited to attend the ceremony and lay a wreath at the memorial on behalf of the people of East Dunbartonshire. I'd like to thank David Wilson Holmes for building the memorial to commemorate those who lost their lives in Bishopbriggs during the Second World War, and for providing relatives, like Carol Primrose, an opportunity to share their story. The tragic events that took place during World War II will never be forgotten." For more information on David Wilson Holmes at Bockler Mews, visit www.dwh.co.uk. And that article was written by Kevin Roberts and read by me, Ian McKenna. This week in history. November 21st, 1953. The discovery of the Piltdown Man skull by Charles Dawson in Sussex in 1912 was finally revealed as a hoax. On this day last year, a rogue moose wandering hundreds of miles south of its natural territory in Minnesota became a media sensation as fans joined online to track its journey. November the 22nd, 1963. John F. Kennedy, President of the United States, was assassinated in Dallas, Texas during the run-up to the 1964 presidential campaign. On this day last year, the North Queensland town of Karumba was briefly overrun by a plague of swimming rats whose numbers suddenly soared following heavy rainfall. November 23rd, 1963. The first episode of the BBC TV serial Doctor Who was screened in Britain. The Doctor was played by William Hartnell. On this day last year, the first ever Rolling Stone UK Awards took place at London's iconic Roundhouse, celebrating the best of UK music, film and television. November 24th, 1991. Freddie Mercury, lead singer of the rock group Queen, died, aged 45. On this day last year, Amazon workers walked out on strike in what was 2023's Black Friday, one of the busiest shopping days of the year, in a long-running dispute over pay. And that was this week's This Week in History.
Ticket office changes at rail stations by Kevin McRoberts. Weekday ticket office opening hours are set to be reduced at Bishopbriggs and Lenzie stations under proposals released by ScotRail. But both stations will see their ticket offices opening on Sundays. The change to office hours will not affect timetables and no ticket offices will close. Currently, Bishopbriggs station ticket office is open Monday to Friday 6:36am to 8:30pm and Saturday 6:26am to 8:30pm and closed on Sunday. Under the new proposals, the office will open at the same time Monday to Friday but will close at the earlier time of 7pm Monday to Thursday and 8pm on Fridays. On Saturday, it will open later at 7:30am and close earlier at 8pm. However, the office will open on Sundays from 8:50am to 4:20pm. Lenzie's current ticket office hours are Monday to Saturday 6:45am to 10pm and close Sunday. It's proposed the opening time will stay the same Monday to Friday, but it will close earlier at 7:15pm Monday to Thursday and 8pm on Fridays. On Saturday, there will be shorter hours of 7:30am to 8pm, but the office will open on Sundays from 8:30am to 4:30pm. ScotRail stressed that there will be no job losses or redundancies as a result of these proposals. Where ticket offices see reduced hours, staff will carry out other customer supporting duties within their existing job description, such as ticket barrier duties and revenue protection. Phil Campbell, ScotRail Customer Operations Director, said, Transport Focus carried out a consultation on these proposals which received feedback from thousands of people across Scotland. We have listened to our customers and updated our proposals based on that. According to ScotRail, there has been a 50% drop in ticket office sales in the past 10 years. It also stated that 43% of tickets are now bought online, through the website or the app, and 20% via ticket vending machines. The changes are expected to be introduced next year. And that article was by Kevin McRoberts and read by me, Gordon.
Watered-down controls are a betrayal of tenants as recorded by Hunter MacDonald. The Scottish Government will betray tenants across Eastern Bartonshire if they go ahead with plans to water down rent controls and impose above-inflation rent hikes, says the area's Scottish Green MSP Ross Greer. Rent control legislation was introduced to Parliament earlier this year by then Minister for Tenants' Rights and co-leader of the Scottish Greens Patrick Harvie. But Mr Green said that while the Scottish Government supported this legislation in March, it has since announced that they will weaken it by allowing above-inflation rent increases. even in the areas where rent controls will be brought in. Scottish Government statistics show that between 2010 and 2023, average rents for a newly let 2-bedroom flat in Eastern Berkshire reached £897, an increase of 54%. Mr Greer said, watering down the Scottish Greens rent control plans to allow for above-inflation rent increases would be a shameful betrayal of tenants in Eastern Berkshire by the SNP. People are struggling to make ends meet, and rents have increased by far more than wages for many years now, but it looks like the government is once again taking the side of the landlord lobby rather than tenants. Everyone should have a warm, secure and affordable place to call home. That's why the Scottish Greens brought in 2022's emergency rent freeze and evictions ban to protect families during the worst of the cost of living crisis. What the SNP is proposing flies in the face of that aspiration. If the government goes ahead with these disastrous plans, they will be selling out renters in communities like Eastern Berkshire and entrenching a broken and unfair housing system. Homes should be for living and not for profiteering. The SNP have caved into pressure from the landlord lobby, but there is still time for them to drop these plans and support the strong rent control proposals already in the bill as written by the Scottish Greens.
No zone for cold calls, a report by Julie Curry. Officers have implemented a new no cold calling zone in Bearsden, and there are plans for further zones throughout East Dunbartonshire. New signs and window stickers were distributed to residents of Shaw Court on Wednesday, November 13. The main aim of the no cold calling zone is to deter cold callers in specific residential areas and to give local residents the confidence to say no to unwanted callers. Working alongside elected members and Consumer Advice Scotland, residents were provided with the packs. Sergeant John Robertson said, "No cold calling zones are a preventative measure designed to help deter doorstop-related crime. These zones will also give residents the confidence to refuse to deal with cold callers. Officers are committed to use every tool at their disposal to help keep communities safe. Anyone with concerns should contact police on 101. The move follows a warning last month about a spate of financial scams in the area which saw victims lose 4- and 5-figure sums of cash. There has also been an increase in bogus callers. Doorstop criminals can fool almost anyone as they are professional con artists. However, the over 60s are targeted the most. There are two main types. Bogus callers try to get into your home or get personal details by pretending to be someone they're not. This can include council staff, charity collectors, meter readers and police officers. In reality, they are criminals trying to steal money and valuables. Rogue traders usually cold call, offering to carry out work for inflated prices. Often it isn't even needed. Local officers are encouraging residents inside and outside the no cold calling zones to never accept work from someone who has cold called at your property. Research any company you consider and get more than one quote. Never pay for work up front, and where possible, don't pay in cash. Always lock your doors. Always ask for identification. If in doubt, call the company they claim to be from. Don't let someone you don't know into your house. If you feel threatened, unsafe or suspicious, call the police immediately on 999. For more information, visit www.scot-rec.co.uk. advice-and-bogus-collars. That report was written by Julie Curry and read by me, Nikki. New Creme Team Put People First, a report by Kevin McRoberts. The team at the brand new Bishopbriggs crematorium are looking forward to meeting and greeting members of the local community when it opens next month. The crematorium is the fourth location in Scotland to be operated by Westleigh Group, alongside Borders, Stirlingshire and West Lothian crematoria. The group has built its reputation on providing exceptional care to the bereaved, the standards of which are regularly inspected by the Scottish Government and the Federation of Burial and Cremation Authorities, FBCA. The newly formed team at Bishopbriggs Crematorium are no novices to the profession or Westleigh Group. Together, they've strength of previous experience of working in the industry and in customer service. Donny Connor is Bishopbriggs Crematorium manager. He joined Westerleigh Group in March 2019, having previously worked long-term in social care. He felt that his knowledge and skills were transferable, and that has proved to be the case. Having been crematorium manager in Stirlingshire Crematorium from the first day it opened in 2019, Donny said he was excited to be the first manager of a brand new crematorium and bringing his insights from Stirlingshire to Bishopbriggs. When he is not working, Donny is a keen lawn bowler, being a 3 times champion at Killermont Bowling Club. Lisa Somerville, crematorium assistant, joined Westerleigh Group in October 2023, working as crematorium assistant at Stirlingshire Crematorium. She has a customer service background, which she says has been a real asset to her work in the funeral sector and a huge benefit in her aim to provide the best possible service to bereaved families. When she isn't supporting local families, Lisa can be found in the gym, cycling and eating out. Tam Robertson, crematorium assistant, worked in the building industry for 43 years as a plumber and then manager, which has equipped him with many transferable skills, particularly when learning how everything works in the cremating room. Like Donny, Tam also has a passion for lawn bowling and has too been a club champion on 3 occasions. Tam is also involved in semi-pro football administration, right next to the Bishopbriggs site. Heather McFarlane, crematorium assistant, joined Westerleigh Group in October 2022, also at Stirlingshire Crematorium, having come from a background in funeral care. She was a funeral arranger for many years and feels lucky to work in such a caring industry. Heather's hobbies include reading and spending time with family. Paul Gorman, crematorium assistant, has worked in retail and customer service for most of his working life and brings with him a wealth of customer service skills that will serve him and the families who turn to Bishopbriggs Crematorium for support well. Away from the workplace, Paul has recently renewed his love of art and holidays to Gran Canaria. Find out more about Bishopbriggs Crematorium and the support offered by Donny and his team at www.bishopbriggscrematorium.ie. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts. Council seeks views on planning issues. This report was written by Julie Curry. Members of the public are being invited to have their say on a series of consultations on planning issues by East Dunbartonshire Council. The historic environment and housing and developer contribution for schools are among the issues readers, community councils, key agencies, groups and other stakeholders are being invited to have their say on by December 13. A drop-in session will also be held in Milngavie Library and Community Education Centre on Thursday, November 28, between 2:30pm and 7:30pm, where people can access more information and provide feedback on all the consultations. Councillor Paul Ferretti, convener of the Council's Place, Neighbourhood and Corporate Assets Committee, said, "I hope as many people as possible can spare the time to log on or drop in and contribute their views on these important consultations. All of the feedback received will help to inform East Dunbartonshire's local development plans. The draft Historic Environment Planning Guidance offers revised advice for development proposals which would potentially impact the historic environment. To support the current Local Development Plan, LDP2, no changes to local designations are proposed. Visit www.eastdunbarton.gov.uk/planning-2024 for more information. Developer contributions, school capacities planning guidance, amendments to expected developer contributions relating to education requirements where the development is likely to cause a catchment school to exceed 90% capacity or to add to the role already exceeding that capacity. Indicative local housing land requirement. Consultation is being held on potential local housing supply target as part of preparations for the new Local Development Plan, LDP3. The ILHLR covers the whole of East Dunbartonshire and does not detail potential sites. Visit www.eastdunbarton.gov.uk/LDP-housing to find out more. If you have any questions, email development.plan@eastdunbarton.gov.uk. That report was written by Julie Curry.
GPs on the brink. GPs and care providers in Mid-Dunbartonshire could be pushed to the brink without an exemption from the National Insurance tax hike. The UK Government provided extra funding for the NHS and other public sector organisations to cover the cost of the tax rise. However, GPs and the vast majority of care providers are private, so won't benefit. Scottish Lib Dem MP for Mid-Dunbartonshire Susan Murray said, "When I speak to GPs and care providers, they tell me of the immense pressure that they are under. The decisions the Chancellor made at the UK budget will push those crucial services to the brink. Some could even be forced to shut up shop. People must be able to access decent health and care services. To deliver this, the UK Government must exempt local GPs and care providers."
Appeal for Santa Paws by Julie Curry. With less than 5 weeks till Christmas, Dogs Trust Glasgow is on a mission to find the dogs in its care the one present they all want, a home for life. Dogs Trust Glasgow is currently caring for 58 dogs, and the charity is on a mission to find homes for as many of them as possible ahead of the festive season. The appeal comes as Dogs Trust reveals it has received over 32,000 handover inquiries so far this year from owners no longer able to care for their dogs. Thankfully, in 2024 so far, the charity has also found new homes for more than 6,000 dogs across the UK. One of the dogs hoping for a new home ahead of the festive season is 7-year-old Jack Russell Terrier, Jasper, who is a very intelligent boy with a sweet nature. The tenacious terrier loves playing with toys and learning new tricks. His tennis ball is a firm favourite. This energetic lad has been doing really well with his training, which is hoped will continue in his forever home. He has also recently enjoyed fun days out of his kennel, climbing hills and enjoying beach walks with his great friend, canine carer Myri. Jasper could live with children aged 16 and over, and requires to be the only pet in his new home. He loves company, so would adore his adopter to be at home with him for most of the day to begin with, as leaving time is built up gradually. Once the bond is made, you will never be short of fun times and snuggles with Jasper. Claire Kearney, Dogs Trust Glasgow Assistant Manager, said, "Christmas is fast approaching, and we are hoping to find forever homes for as many dogs as possible ahead of the festive season. While the Dogs Trust team will make sure the dogs in our care over Christmas are well looked after, with festive treats and gifts galore, we all know there's nowhere quite like home. We are certain there's a forever home for each and every one of our dogs, and we'd like to see as many as possible settled in their new happy places ahead of Christmas." Jasper is looking for a home with an experienced family who have had a rescue dog before or have experience sharing their life with a terrier. For almost 50 years, Dogs Trust has been linked to the festive season thanks to the phrase, "A dog is for life, not just for Christmas." It was penned by the charity's team in 1978 in response to the large number of puppies bought as Christmas gifts and then abandoned in January. Since then, it has gone on to find homes for thousands of dogs each year. While the charity no longer sees a large number of pet shop bought puppies handed over in January, the last 3 years have been some of the busiest on record. In 2022, Dogs Trust received over 50,000 handover requests, with a further 45,000 last year and over 32,000 so far this year. Claire added, "Welcoming a dog into your home is a wonderful experience, but it requires commitment, both in terms of time and money. We work closely with prospective adopters to ensure they are fully prepared, and our team carefully matches each dog with a family and home that suits them best. For more information on rehoming a dog, visit www.dogstrust.org.uk/Glasgow. That article was written by Julie Curry and it was read by Jahan.
Fish and Chip Awards. Best Fish Tea is at Haston Golf Club. Report by Kevin McRoberts. The best fish tea in Scotland can be found in Kirkintilloch. That's the verdict following a major industry awards ceremony last week. The Scottish Fish and Chip Awards 2024 honoured the best in the business, with Haston Golf Club on Campsie Road taking the award for the best fish tea. Judges decided their fresh beer battered fish and chips was top for the quality of the fish, taste, freshness, value and more. Ian Murphy, the golf club's head chef, said, "We are delighted and humbled to accept the Best Fish Tea in Scotland award. It's a really proud moment for us and great to see the team's hard work being recognised. We'd like to thank all of our customers and all those who took their time to vote. Ever since the team from Haston Golf Club picked up their award at the ceremony in Glasgow last week, they've been inundated with customers keen to tuck into their award-winning dish." Caitlin Houston, a very busy front of house and bar manager, said, "We are delighted to have been awarded the best fish tea in Scotland. This is a great achievement for the team and golf club. We are excited to welcome so many people in for the best fish tea." Proud golf club captain Graham Wiley added, "As captain of Haston Golf Club, I am thrilled that the team's hard work has been recognised. It's fantastic to see her bar and catering side of the club on the map. We would like to send a special thanks to our fantastic fish supplier, Bernard Corrigan Limited. Without them providing us with excellent fresh Scottish fish, we wouldn't have been able to win such a special award. Massive thanks too to Tennent's Lager. Using their premium lager definitely helps make such a crisp batter. The award-winning fish tea features Scottish haddock in a crisp beer batter, served with chips, homemade tartar sauce, lemon, and bread and butter, along with a choice of garden peas, mushy peas, fresh side salad, homemade pea and mint puree, or homemade creamy coleslaw. The Fish and Chip Awards are organised by Paramount Creative. Paramount CEO Warren Paul commented, "Each year we celebrate the very best in what has always been the classic takeaway, fish and chips. We bring together entrants from all over Scotland, showcasing those who strive for quality by using top ingredients and going the extra mile to provide the very best food to their customers. We evaluate fish and chip shops and restaurants in tiny villages and bustling cities alike, sending judges to every single entrant, whether they're 2 minutes away from our office or hours away by ferry on a remote island. Our rigorous judging criteria ensure fairness and consistency, giving us full confidence that our winners are truly the best." And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. Fish tea on offer. For anyone wanting to try Hastings Golf Club's award-winning fish tea, it's available Tuesday to Sunday, noon to 4 p.m. There's also a special offer available on Wednesday and Friday of 2 fish teas for £25. The fish tea features Scottish haddock in a crisp beer batter, served with chips, homemade tartar sauce, lemon and bread and butter, along with a choice of garden peas, mushy peas, fresh side salad, homemade pea and mint puree, or homemade creamy coleslaw. There's also a homemade strawberry tart to follow and tea and coffee. Booking is currently strongly recommended due to a surge in popularity. Call 0141 775 0723.
Authors Talk for Veterans Charity by Kevin McRoberts. Best-selling author and military historian Damien Lewis is to appear at a special event on the Tall Ship in Glasgow in aid of Lennoxtown-based charity Bravehound. Damien, who is patron of the organisation which provides specialist assistance dogs to veterans across Scotland struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and or physical injuries as a result of their military service, will give his talk on Wednesday, November 27th. Several of Damien's books have been made into films. The most recent, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, directed by Guy Ritchie and starring Henry Cavill, Superman, and Alan Ritchson, Reacher, was released on Amazon Prime in July this year. Many of his works, including his hugely popular Man and Dog at War stories, have been translated into more than 40 languages worldwide. During the Bravehound event, the award-winning writer, who is a former war correspondent, will talk about dogs, his life and work, including his new book, SAS Daggers Drawn, in conversation with Scottish veteran Scott Candlish, who served within an elite unit of the military. SAS Daggers Drawn is the third and latest in the author's series about the daring wartime exploits of the SAS, 1SAS. Formed in 1941 and known as the Originals, they were led by the legendary Lieutenant Colonel Blair Paddy Mayne. The book follows them through Nazi-occupied France in 1944 and Germany in 1945 to the war's end. The friendship between SAS Commander Paddy Mayne and Edinburgh-born Army chaplain Fraser McCluskey, affectionately called the Parachuting Padre, is central to the story. After a spell serving as a chaplain to the University of Glasgow, he later became chaplain to the 1st SAS Regiment. Another key character in the book is Alec Boy Borry. Initially a Gordon Highlander, at 19 he was one of the youngest men in the SAS in World War II, hence his nickname. He died last year, aged 98. Damien said, Bravehound is a groundbreaking charity making real differences to those most in need. I'm really looking forward to coming to Glasgow to highlight the organisation's vital and life-changing work. Bravehound founder and CEO Fiona MacDonald added, Damien has always been hugely encouraging and supportive of Bravehound, particularly since becoming our patron, and we are incredibly proud to be welcoming him to Glasgow's tall ship for this special event. The evening will include an auction of unique items from rounds of golf, signed prints, and of course lots of books, all helping to support our work with veterans from all three branches of the armed forces. Tickets for the Bravehound event, which will start at 6:30 p.m. and finish at 9 p.m, cost £20 and are available at www.tinyurl.com/2DSN3NCJ. That article was written by Kevin McRoberts. Weekend of Music and Art at the Free St Andrews Fest. This article is unattributed. Campsie Festivals Association, CFA, is again offering the community a free St Andrews Fest on the weekend of November 23rd and 24th in Milton of Campsie Village Hall. On both Saturday and Sunday, doors will open at noon, with local art being exhibited and most of the 60 paintings being for sale. On Saturday afternoon from 2 p.m, visitors will be able to listen to Scottish and European music from Baroque and Renaissance times, played by Campsie Scottish folk and members of St Vincent Baroque, ahead of the grand opening at 2:30 p.m. Then, at 7:30 p.m, there's a concert from young string band Haver Quartet. The show includes classical arrangements of folk music from around the world. At 2:30 p.m. on Sunday, there's an open stage folk afternoon of singers and instrumentalists, including 4 groups of well-known performers. The Stan and Rona Duo, Campsie Scottish Folk, Heelster Gowdy and Gus McKillip. Finally, at 7 p.m. on Sunday, enjoy Scottish traditional music from 7-piece band The Whistlebinkies. During this show, the Art Prize will be presented for the painting voted the favourite. Throughout the weekend, fair trade refreshments will be available. CFA is grateful for the free use of the hall for this community event and essential support from the Co-op Community Fund. All events are free, but donations for hall support would be appreciated at the 3 main concerts. For more information, see www.campsiefest.org.uk. That article was unattributed.
Family announcements. Wednesday the 20th of November 2024. Deaths. Belle William. Peacefully at home on Friday, November the 8th, 2024. Billy, much loved husband of Helen, dad of Fiona, Louise and Lorraine, a loving papa to Gillian, Phil, Mark, Ashley, Greg, Ewan, Ben, Callum, and his 7 great-grandchildren. Committal service at Cadder Cemetery on Friday, November the 29th at 10:30 a.m. A memorial service will then take place at Lindsay Union Parish Hall at 11 a.m. Donations will be gratefully received after the service in aid of Parkinson's UK. And that was the only announcement this week.
Lots to enjoy at libraries in Book Week Scotland by Kevin McRoberts. Former national macker Jackie Kay went back to her roots on a visit to Bishopbriggs Library for an evening in conversation with comedian Josie Long to celebrate Book Week Scotland, which takes place this week, the 16th to the 23rd of November 2024. The writer, poet and activist spoke with Josie, herself a talented writer, on Tuesday night about her award-winning poetry collection, Mayday. Jackie read poems from the collection and discussed the role of political activism, shining a light on the passion and impact of people who speak up politically. There are further Book Week Scotland events organised by the East Dunbartonshire Leisure and Culture Trust taking place this week. All events are free, but numbers are limited, so booking is required at edlcculture.eventbrite.com. Today, Wednesday, November the 20th, 11am till noon at Westerton Library, Bearsden, award-winning children's author Maisie Chan is hosting a fun and interactive workshop for people looking to learn about writing for children. Tomorrow, Thursday, November the 21st, 11am to 12:30pm, Lennoxtown Library is the venue for Library Zine Workshop, Craft and the Art of Visual Storytelling, hosted by Coin Operated Press. In this interactive collaging workshop, you will create a short zine which uses images, cuttings and other materials to tell a story. On Saturday, November the 23rd, 11am to noon, there will be a creativity workshop with poet and author Natalie Jane Clark, who will try a variety of ways to get the creative juices flowing. Natalie will bring along a range of objects, images, quotes and activities for you to try. You choose which ones you do. By the end of the workshop, you will have experimented with a series of sensory, thinking and writing exercises, and will hopefully have some new bits of writing you can work on and develop after the session, plus lots of ways to generate new ideas for your writing. Also on Saturday at Mulgai Library, 3 to 4pm, there's a Gaelic event with Dr. Alistair C. White, Scottish Government Gaelic Ambassador of the Year 2019 and 2020 and lecturer at the University of Glasgow. He will give a talk on the place names of Greater Glasgow, showcasing cutting-edge research from his most recent book, Glasgow's Gaelic Place Names, as well as place names in and around Mulgai and East Dunbartonshire. Alistair will tell the story of the area through its place names. Learn about the deep Gaelic roots of places such as Barlinnie, Gartnavel and Shettleston, as well as Lenzie, Twecker and Mulgai. You might even hear a Gaelic song or two. Councillor Jim Gibbons, chair of the EDLC, said, "Book Week Scotland is always an opportunity for our libraries to work with partners at the Scottish Book Trust to bring a magnificent series of events for the people of East Dunbartonshire to enjoy. Once again, we have attracted some amazing talent to join us, and I'm sure there is something for everyone during the week. My thanks to all our contributors and to everyone who has worked hard to make these opportunities available to local people. Please remember to book, as demand is sure to be high." And that article was by Kevin McRoberts.
Wednesday the 20th of November, from the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald's opinion section, let's talk. The letters page. Please send your letters via email to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNScotland.co.uk and write letters in the subject field. Please keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. Shock for the elite. Sir, Donald Trump's resounding victory is a wake-up call for the Western world to ignore the genuine fears of tens of millions of Americans with regard to uncontrolled and illegal immigration and dismiss those complaining simplistically as being far-right has come back to bite with a vengeance. Much the same applies to the genuine fears of many with regard to recent controversy in the Western world over gender. A liberal elite have ruled the roost in the US and Europe, and they have tended to ignore other views. These factors help decide the US presidential election. They have also been prominent in recent European elections. Parties of the centre ground must come to terms with this. You cannot reduce millions with heartfelt worries as being far-right troublemakers. Their worries must be addressed, otherwise real fascism may rear its ugly head again in the Western world. Democracy is difficult to fathom at times. Donald Trump's views represent the majority of Americans. It is a worthwhile struggle to keep it alive. Yours, etc., Alexander Mackay, by email. Walk for Children LTE. Sir, this year marks the 5th annual NSPCC Walk for Children, and we invite everyone to get involved. Since its inception in December 2020, participants have walked their own 5k routes, raising over £460,000 to support the NSPCC's vital work. The Walk for Children will take place on Sunday, December the 8th, when participants can choose between a 5km route or a shorter, accessible path at a scenic location near them. We encourage participants to aim to raise £100 to support the NSPCC's essential services, including Childline, which offers round-the-clock support to children in need. Every contribution will help to keep children safe this Christmas. For more information and to sign up, please visit the NSPCC website. Yours, etc., Arlene Main, NSPCC Scotland Fundraising Manager. Laughter is the best medicine. Sir, I was recently looking at TV listings and it dawned on me that great comedies like Blackadder and Porridge are no longer being produced or offered. This inspired me to look into scientific research into the benefits of laughter. A 2023 paper, lead authored by Caroline Kramer, concludes that spontaneous laughter is associated with greater reduction in cortisol levels as compared with usual activities. Where does cortisol come into it? A 2020 study led by Carol Jones states cortisol has been indicated as a factor in numerous chronic conditions, including weight gain, skin changes, mood swings, osteoporosis, high blood pressure, and diabetes mellitus. Bring comedy back. Yours, etc., Jeff Moore. Posh problems. Sir, when Edinburgh University staff and students are abusing Scots for their accents and class background, as reported by the BBC, it has to be time for defenestration. If the census asks if we are Scots, does not make us a race? If so, this is serious. The SNP should act as it's an area of policy for them, but Scotland's posh universities are where they train their candidates. Simple solution: since their students are mainly from private schools, we could add VAT to their fees. Yours, etc., George Craig, by email. Death Dilemma. Sir, I'm sure I'm not alone in being conflicted concerning the assisted dying bill coming before the UK Parliament. I'm not even convinced MPs are qualified to vote on this issue, which is surely a very personal choice, with powerful arguments for both sides, neither of which hold the high moral ground. What is certain is that the status quo is decidedly unsatisfactory, involving, as it does, a costly trip to Switzerland at a time of powerless health. It's certainly criminal that aiding a loved one to assisted dying is deemed to be a criminal act in itself, dealt with some severity. My own personal position is completely and unashamedly ambiguous, in that I believe assisted dying should be an option for those for whom life is no longer sustainable. However, as for my own dying, I intend to follow the path set out by organisations like Marie Curie, or specialised in effective palliative care. Yours, etc., Ian Petrie, by email. And that was this week's letters page, 20th of November, 2024.
Art venues full of festive gifts. A report by Kevin McRoberts. If you're looking to fill Christmas stockings with unusual and gorgeous gifts, there's no need to leave East Bartonshire, as a trio of treats awaits at local arts venues. The annual Art and Craft exhibition at the Old Kirk Museum in Kirkintilloch has an interesting selection of unique gifts with a focus on sustainability. A wide range of craftwork from local and national craft makers will be on sale, including handmade jewellery, ceramics, soaps, candles, woodwork and textiles. A selection of artists who exhibited during the year, including Denise Chateau-Loney, Tom Wilson, Jeff Ford and the Kelvin artists have also been invited back to give visitors a second chance to enjoy their work. The exhibition is now open and runs until Thursday, December 19. In Milngavie, the winter exhibition at the Lily Art Gallery is also open and runs until Thursday, December 19. Featuring invited artists, this year's event showcases a selection of paintings, prints, glass and ceramics. There's also a range of sustainable gift ideas, including paper decorations, local soaps and wood turning. Councillor Jim Gibbons, chair of EDLC, said, "We're lucky to have so many talented artists and craft people living and working in East Dunbartonshire and to be able to support and showcase their work in our fantastic arts venues. I'd encourage everyone who is able to drop in over the coming weeks and see the wonderful array of work on display and for sale." Also, at the Lily Art Gallery is an exhibition of works by local artist Charles Randack featuring stunning Scottish landscapes. A graduate of the Glasgow School of Art, Randack's work has been described as direct, unfussed brushstrokes and knife work, usually in oils and canvas, to create large-scale statement pieces. In addition, at Lily Art Gallery on Saturday, November 13 between 2 and 4 p.m. and Old Kirk Museum on Saturday 14 December 10 o'clock to noon and 2 to 4 p.m. budding little artists can hone their skills and create some festive themed works of their own, as both venues are also holding festive family events. Accompanied children make Christmas decorations, cards, and get a glitter tattoo. These events are free, no booking is required, and tea and coffee will be provided for the adults. That report was by Kevin McRoberts.
Inspiring life journey shared in memoir. Margaret Keogh, a valued member of Kirkintilloch-based charity Deafblind Scotland, has released her memoir Snakes and Ladders, a heartfelt and humorous account of her life navigating sight loss. Filled with Irish storytelling and poignant moments, the book offers a unique perspective on resilience, humour and the power of embracing life's challenges. Publishing a book has always been one of Margaret's dreams, but like many, she lacked confidence to begin. Now with her memoir in print, Margaret has a message for anyone thinking of sharing their own story. She said, "I have always wanted to write a book, and I think many people like myself previously often didn't have the confidence to do it. My advice is that you can do it. It may take 20 or 30 years, but just get on with it, start writing and start telling your stories before it's too late. Writing this book has given me a purpose, and I've loved every minute of the process." Snakes and Ladders has already received glowing reviews from Deafblind Scotland staff and members, who have been moved by Margaret's honesty, humour and warmth. The book offers a fresh perspective on life, and its humorous moments remind readers to never lose sight of the funny side of things, or as the Irish say, the crack. Margaret's memoir shines a light on the strength and determination that comes with living with sight loss, while celebrating the joy and everyday victories that make life worth living. Copies of Snakes and Ladders are available now on Amazon.
Good day to you, it's Philip here from Q and Review, reading the church news under the district news in Kirkintilloch. First of all, we go to Kirkintilloch Church of God at Regent Hall, Regent Street on Sunday 11:30 a.m. There will be a short Bible message. The speaker will be Tony Smith. A warm welcome is extended to all on Wednesday. Coffee Corner is open from noon till 2 p.m. for coffee, home baking, and just join with friends there and have a good chat, a good wee blether. And everyone is welcome. For up-to-date and further information on their services, visit their website, allthews.regenthall.org.uk. The Bible says, "Here is a trustworthy saying that deserves full acceptance. Christ Jesus came into the world to save sinners." Amen to that. And now to St James Church in Hilton Road, Bishopbriggs. There is a communion service in the chapel on Thursday, November the 21st at 11 a.m. and at 9 a.m. on Sunday, November the 24th. The 10:30 a.m. communion service with the hymns is in the church and on Zoom. Everyone is welcome to come along, and any of these services do stay on for tea and coffee and fellowship afterwards. And dates for your diary. Sunday, December the 1st. Journey event is from 7 to 8 p.m. On this, the first Sunday of Advent, we will be exploring the stature of waiting, living with uncertainty and growing through the process. Friday, December the 6th, a Christmas cornucopia, whatever that is at 7 p.m. And it's an evening of songs with poem stories from our special guest, Figgy Pudding, followed by refreshments. Figgy Pudding, that's interesting. I wonder if it's a person or you eat it. Anyway, there are other virtual services and groups. For up-to-date information, refer to their social media, Facebook, St James or Less, Bishopbriggs, and their website, of course, stjamesbishopbriggs.org.uk. Now to Springfield Cambridge Church. On Sunday, November the 24th, morning worship will be conducted by Ian Taylor in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. An offering will be taken during the service. Please place your offering in the offering place as they are passed through the congregation. Tea and coffee will be served in the Cameron Hall. After morning worship, come and enjoy the fellowship. The Sunday school meets in room 2, where Crest facilities are also available. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found on the Springfield Cambridge Church website. Yes, you guessed it, springfieldcambridge.org.uk and Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. And there will be no vestry hour on Wednesday, November the 20th at 10 a.m. There will be no short weekly service of worship in the Springfield Chapel on Wednesday, November the 20th as well. And the Guild is inviting the congregation and others to join them in supporting Eastern Bartonshire Food Bank by bringing donations and leaving them in the cupboard in the cloakroom. And as usual, there's a list identifying specific items. And yes, the ticket office is open for Springfield Cambridge Festival Chorus Christmas Concert. It is open at Cadder South Hall on Wednesdays and Fridays between 10 a.m. and 12 noon. An Advent hamper is being offered by the fundraising group on Sundays, November the 24th and December the 1st. This comprises of 25 gifts, one for each day of Advent and for the Christmas day. A suggested donation of £2 per entry is suggested. Lodging House Mission Christmas cards are also available on Sunday, November the 24th in the Hall of Fellowship. Monetary donations are also accepted to offset the cost of meals provided to the homeless in Glasgow. Now to Home Church in Kirkintilloch, Lammermuir Road, and also Home Church in East End in Carmyle, a church for all ages. May the God of hope fill you with joy and peace as you trust him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. And that's from Romans 15. Sunday, November the 24th, 2 services as usual, 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. Worship service followed by refreshments. A warm welcome awaits you at either of these services, which will be identical. Sunday school and creche are available at both services. And then Home Church in Carmyle, worship services at 10 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. Home radio is available every day, 24/7. Check it out. Tuesday's engine room at 9:30 a.m. for biblical teaching. Tuesday in 2:30 to 4 p.m. Bible study on Judges on Zoom. Wednesday boiler room for prayer and Bible study, except last Wednesday, which is a prayer meeting. Praise and Vision Night is on November the 27th, which is an AGM for the church. Thursday football, Friday craft and coffee, 10 a.m. to noon. Friday Youth Fellowship meets in the evening at 7:30. See their Facebook, their Instagram and their church website for all the latest information for Carmyle and, of course, Kirkintilloch. And now, St Mary's Parish Church. The service on Sunday, November the 24th will begin at 11 a.m. and be taken by Mr George Kelly. There will be age-appropriate activities for young people in church halls. during the service. Wednesday welcome continues on Wednesdays, November the 20th, where tea, coffee and home baking will be available from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. A short service will begin at 11:30 a.m. On Friday, November the 22nd, we welcome the New Day Singers beginning at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are costing only £5 and are available at Stuart Walker's newsagents. Light refreshments are included during the evening. On Saturday, November the 30th, the church will open from 10 a.m. and there will be crafts for sale as well as craft activities for children. And there will be a cafe running all day when the tea and coffee baking will be available. And that's St Mary's. Now to Kenmure Parish Church. This Sunday, we welcome back the Reverend Leslie Grieve to lead our morning worship. Beginning at 11 a.m. in the evening, it will be 6:45 p.m. We will be holding our monthly praise night in the large hall. Visitors to the area will be made most welcome when they join us for our services. You can attend either in person or online on our YouTube channel. The service on YouTube can be watched as it is streamed live or later when a time that suits you to tune in. And you can find our channel by simply searching Kenmure Bishopbriggs on YouTube. There will be a period of fellowship following the service in the hall when teas, coffees, juice and biscuits are served. The most up-to-date details of all our groups that are currently running may be found on the the What's On section of their website, kenmure-church.co.uk. To find us on Facebook, just search for, yes, you guessed it, Kenmure Parish Church. And if you'd like to join in their studies, then email them at kenmurechurch@icloud.com. Now back to Kirkintilloch, St David's Memorial Park. The service on Sunday, November the 24th, will be at the usual time at 10:30 a.m, led by the Reverend Derek Peat. Children from 3 years and upwards will have their own special times with games, etc. in the church hall. More information on their website, which is www.sdmp.church. I'm sure that should be .uk. But anyway, moving on to Torrance Parish Church, the morning service in person at 10:30 a.m, conducted by the minister, Stuart Irvin. During the service, the youngsters meet together in Crest, Junior Church and Frog. Remember, Frog is Friends of God. To join the service, click online, torranceparishchurch.online.church. Interesting. The cafe is open every Wednesday, 9 a.m. till noon for teas, coffees and delicious home baking. Why not come and taste for yourself? Yes, why not? The Boys Brigade meet on Wednesdays, 7 till 9 p.m. and that's for P7s to S6. To find out more about their regular weekly activities, check out their website, which is a good website, www.tpc.org.uk. And now we go to Cadder Church, and that is beside the canal. For full details, please see our website, www.cadderchurch.org. We look forward to welcoming you this Sunday to our morning services. The service will be led by the Reverend John McGregor. Music, as usual, is by Jose Javier. And Crest meet at the church at the start of the service and then go on to the North Hall. All are welcome. Our church services are videoed and recorded and are available from the church website. Tea and coffee is served after each service. Coffee shop is open Tuesday 10 till 2 and Friday 10 till 12 noon in the South Hall. The coffee shop and coffee Christmas lunches. If you haven't booked your Christmas lunch yet, please make your reservation at the coffee shop as soon as you can. This year we are offering a Christmas menu during the 2 weeks before Christmas for £19 per person. You may also make your reservation by telephoning Jacqueline on 074 96 440 403. The coffee shop will be open with a restricted menu for our regular customers during these weeks. Food bank. If you wish to donate to the local food bank, you can bring your donations of food to the church or the coffee shop. Early fellowship in the South Hall Chapel at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, and also on Zoom. Messy play for preschool children in the South Hall Tuesday and Thursdays from 10:30 a.m. Girls Brigade, yes, they meet on Tuesdays 6:15 p.m. for girls from P1 to S6, and the Boys Brigade, Anchors Juniors on Monday evening, and the company section on Friday evening. Full details in the church website. The tickets for the Guild Coffee Morning on Saturday, November the 30th, are now on sale from the coffee shop or a member of the committee, priced at £4. Springfield Festival Choir, the box office for this year's concert, which takes place on Monday, December the 23rd, I should say, at the Royal Concert Hall, is on Wednesdays and Fridays at the South Hall, 10 a.m. till noon. Advent Reflection starting on Wednesday, November the 20th at the South Hall Chapel at 11:30 a.m. to noon. And everyone is welcome as we prepare our hearts and minds for the celebration of Jesus' birth. Light Up Bishopbriggs is the banner for the Christmas Light Switch On event this year. The South Hall will again be the centre of our participation, incorporating our shop's open day, as well as the sale of Christmas cards. There will be a wide variety of stalls for adults and children. The coffee shop will be open and burgers and hot dogs will be on sale in the car park. Ooh, sounds good. Remember, November the 21st for the 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Film night. North Hall is the 6th of December, 7 for 7:30. Chat and play. South Hall, 10 a.m. to noon, 7th of December this year. I look forward to that. And Milton Campsie Parish Church. More than 40 Christmas boxes have been filled. Thank you here. Joshua and Esther Moody show off their toddler group on Mondays at 9:45 a.m. Hoppies Club is at 2 p.m. Badminton at 7:30 p.m. and Cafe Connect on Tuesdays from 9:30 a.m. on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. The Guild meets for a talk on Windsor Castle and the Garter ceremony. Time to pray on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. followed by Teams meeting at 7:45 p.m. BB, Anchor and Junior sections meet at 6:15 p.m. on Fridays. And Go Mad Extra. The Oompa Countdown is on November the 24th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Please register for this or just turn up on the day for music, art and drama with an Advent theme. Our Messenger magazine is now being put together and will be ready to go through letterboxes on the first Sunday in Advent. Preparations are now being made for Mary and Joseph's Advent journey, beginning on December the 1st. They will stay overnight in 12 Milton Campsie homes before visiting Lennoxtown. Sheep are being knitted with a view to leaving one at each home. Their final destination will be the Christingle service at Campsie Church on Christmas Eve, after which hopefully they will visit our Christmas Day service along with baby Jesus. And just to mention that Campsie Parish and St Mackin's Church, there's a carol singing community service. A special joint venture is due to take place in Campsie Parish and St Mackin's Churches in Lennoxtown. They're holding a community carol singing event. The carol singing afternoon will take place on Saturday, December the 14th in St Mackin's car park, starting at 3 p.m. Everyone will be made most welcome to this very special afternoon. Come along, join the singing, enjoy a hot drink. There will be lovely hot chocolate, a little treat, and a special Christmas visitor will put an appearance. In the event of inclement weather, we'll all pack into St Mackin's Church. Come along, enjoy this community get-together. You are very assured of a warm welcome. So there you have it. That's the church news for this week. Thank you for staying with us here, and God bless you, and have a good week. It's bye from Philip.
Wednesday the 20th of November. District News General. Christmas Post. Get your letters ready for Santa. Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is... Royal Mail launches the hugely popular Santa Mail to help deliver the nation's letters to Santa. With only just under 6 weeks to go until Christmas, Royal Mail is once again lending a helping hand to one of its most special customers, Santa. Letters to Santa should be sent no later than Monday, December the 9th. Anyone wanting to write to Santa should remember to apply a stamp to their letter and to include a full name and address with postcode. With just under 6 weeks to go until Christmas, Royal Mail is once again lending a helping hand to one of its most special customers, Santa. For over 60 years, Royal Mail has been helping to make Christmas wishes come true by sending children's letters to the North Pole. Now, Santa's team of helpers at Royal Mail is gearing up to deliver the hundreds and thousands of letters sent to him by children from across the UK. Santa is happy to receive cards and letters now, but because of the very busy Christmas ahead, letters should be posted no later than Monday, December 9th, 2024, using a stamped envelope and sent to the following address: Santa / Father Christmas, Santa's Grotto, Reindeer Land, XM4 5HQ, Lisa Luvignali, Royal Mail Chief Elf, who ensures children's letters reach Santa at his grotto in Reindeer Land in the North Pole, said, Royal Mail plays a very special part in the nation's Christmas preparations. We are proud that for over 60 years, Santa has allowed us to help manage the hundreds and thousands of special letters he receives from boys and girls across the country. His special team of elves at Royal Mail especially enjoy taking a peek at what children are asking for, as well as helping Santa reply to those special letters. Don't forget to use a stamp and include your full name and address on your letter so Santa can reply to you. Once all of this year's letters have been received, Royal Mail will reveal the definitive guide to what children actually want for Christmas, with a top 10 list of the most wished for toys, in a unique poll based on the children's own letters. Write your letter today! Kirkintilloch Society of Antiquaries. The next meeting of the Kirkintilloch and District Society of Antiquaries will be on Wednesday, November the 20th at 2 p.m. in the Park Centre, 45 Kerr Street, Kirkintilloch. The research group will present profiles of significant personalities in the history of the borough based on the exhibition in the William Patrick Library on Doors Open Day in September.
Fun-loving Daisy needs a home. Daisy is an adorable deaf doggy with a sweet and affectionate personality. She adores being around her family and is looking for a calm, understanding home with adults. Daisy would prefer to be the only pet in the household where she can enjoy all the love and attention from her family. Despite being deaf since birth, Daisy has adapted well to her environment and is a joy to be around. If you're looking for a playful, affectionate and unique companion who just needs a bit of extra understanding, Daisy might be the perfect match for you. If you think you could provide a home for Daisy or any dogs currently available for rehoming, please contact Dogs Trust West Calder on 01506 873 459. Community Carol Singing Event. A special joint venture is due to take place in Campsie Parish and St Machan's churches in Lennoxtown. They are holding a community carol singing event. The carol singing afternoon will take place on Saturday, December the 14th in St Machan's car park, starting at 3 p.m. Everyone will be made very welcome to this very special afternoon. Come along, join the singing and enjoy a hot drink. There will be lovely hot chocolate, a little treat, and a special Christmas visitor will put in an appearance. In the event of inclement weather, we will all pack into St Machan's Church. Come along and enjoy this community get-together. You're assured of a very warm welcome.
Going forward, District News. If you would like to highlight your group's meeting, activities, or any fundraising event, then please get in touch with all the details. Send us email kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNSCOTLAND.co.uk. We would love to hear from you.
Cammy is thrilled by new squad. Written by Phil Lanning. Glasgow Tigers will name their new squad later this month as they set out to regain the championship title in 2025. Team boss Cammy Brown hinted he wanted a team that focused on Brits and youth with a blend of experience. He likened it to putting together a puzzle and is absolutely ecstatic with the results. Brown said, "I'm absolutely ecstatic about the team we have built for 2025. I'm super happy with what we have got and I can't wait for next year already. Basically, team building is just a big puzzle. You put pieces together. But it's the same format for us and everyone. You bring in riders who you think will put a point at least on their average. That is mixed with riders who will sustain their average at the top end. There's a bit of focus on youth, but we want experience to get the blend right. The racing at home last season was sensational. There was also so much jeopardy, so many teams ran us close and a few close calls. But our form away from home was disappointing last season, and that needs to change in 2025 if we are to be successful. Tigers missed out on the playoffs last season, losing key men like Lee Complin and Steve Worrell, but Brown isn't wishing to dwell on the past. He said, "Lee was a big player in the pits. He was the best three-point rider in the league, in my opinion. He was only going to get better. We couldn't replace him, it was really difficult. We tried, but no one could match his potential, especially away from home, and that's where we suffered last season. Later in the season, Stevie Worrell was just starting to find some form, and he gets an illness out of the blue. It's so hard to deal with setbacks. There's not enough riders in the championship anyway, so to replace a top heat leader is nigh on impossible. But we can't keep reflecting on the past. We now focus on an exciting 2025. Written by Phil Lanning, read by Alan Todd. City claim Youth Challenge Cup in 5-goal thriller. Glasgow City claimed the 16's Scottish Power Youth Challenge Cup in a 5-goal thriller against Youth Performance League rivals Musselburgh Windsor. Right from kick-off at Ochilview Stadium in Stenhousemuir, City striker Robin Docherty was showing great awareness of Musselburgh's offside trap and her ability to turn defenders to create an intriguing contest with Musselburgh goalkeeper Evie Thomas, who, after Docherty had beaten her in the 7th minute, rose to the challenge with a great performance. With Docherty's strike separating the sides at the interval, an unbelievable free kick from distance by Musselburgh's Rachel Smith on 47 minutes provided a worthy equaliser, but City were ahead again within a minute, Laura Quinn heading home a well-placed corner. With 10 minutes remaining, a Musselburgh counter saw Riley Hamilton show great composure to slot home another equaliser, and the 400-strong crowd were preparing for extra time. But with a minute remaining, City captain Darcy Gregg took advantage of a stramash in the box to slot home the winner and start the celebrations. The other two finals saw Winchborough Albion win the 14s trophy with a 3-0 win over Glasgow Girls. Giffnock Soccer Centre won in the 18s after a penalty shootout with Glasgow Girls. The Scottish Power Youth Challenge Cup finals represented the climax of Scottish women's football's biggest cup competition, which saw well over 300 teams from all over Scotland enter at the start of the year. Schedule is announced for 2025, written by Brian Yule. The Scottish Rally Championship, SRC, has revealed the 2025 calendar of events, as it remains the only mixed surface clubman championship in the UK. The 2024 season has been another historic, with Asset Alliance Group joining as title sponsor and Ewan Thorburn adding a 4th championship title to his collection. Next year promises to be no different, with a diverse calendar of 7 events starting in March and ending in September. Returning to its traditional early season slot, the Snowman Rally begins proceedings in Inverness on March the 1st, followed by the Speyside stages on April 26th. The action then pivots to tarmac for the Jim Clark Reivers, May 25th, and Argyll Rallies, June 20th, 21st, and before 3 classic forest events at the Scottish, July 19th, Grampian, August 8th and 9th, and Galloway Hills, September 13th, round out the season. The Griesdale Stages steps in as the reserve event on December 5th and 6th. The 2025 calendar has been designed with the competitor in mind, with just one rally happening in each month. SRC Interim Chairwoman Fiona Mear said, "We are delighted to reveal the calendar of events for the 2025 Asset Alliance Group Scottish Rally Championship. All 7 events are unique and together make the SRC one of the toughest challenges for the national competitor anywhere in the UK. To succeed, you must be fast, patient and adept at driving on both gravel and tarmac, which is no easy feat. We have also made a concerted effort to make the schedule as competitor friendly as possible, with decent gaps between each rally, helping to spread costs and ease the burden of taking time away from work. Although the 2024 season is yet to conclude, we are already extremely excited for what 2025 will have in store. Our thanks to all the organising teams at the respective events. Asset Alliance Group Scottish Rally Championship Calendar, March 1st, Snowman Rally, Inverness. April 26th, Speyside Stages, Elgin. May 25th, Jim Clark Reivers Rally, Duns. June 20th, 21st, Argyll Rally, Dunoon. July 19th, Scottish Rally, Dalbeattie. August 8th and 9th, Grampian Forest Rally, Banchory. September 13th, Galloway Hills Rally, Castle Douglas. Written by Brian Yule. Rob Roy into next round of South Challenge Cup. Kirkintilloch Rob Roy marched into the 5th round of the South Challenge Cup with a 5-2 win at home to Preston Athletic on Saturday. Jordan Perry was the hat-trick hero as Rob Roy looked to reach the final of the competition for the season, the second year in a row. It took just 6 minutes for the hosts to go in front as Perry's shot from distance slipped through the hands of Preston keeper Sam Gray. Rob Roy doubled their advantage on 20 minutes, with Adam Kettings finishing off a slick passing move. It took less than 60 seconds of the second period for Perry to make it 3-0 with a shot from the edge of the box. 2 minutes later, Preston pulled one back through Chris Renton, but a composed finish by Sean Kennedy on 63 minutes restored the 3-goal lead. Perry completed his hat-trick on 77 minutes as he danced into the Preston box and placed the ball in the bottom corner. Preston grabbed a second in the last minute when Renton found the top corner from long range, but it was just a consolation. Rob Roy boss John Gibson told the club's YouTube channel, "A lot of hard work has been put into that and I thought the boys were excellent. In the first 20 minutes, we scored 2 goals and got a wee bit of luck that we've not been getting while other teams have. The second half started great and then we lost a bad goal. Actually, we lost 2 goals I wasn't happy about. I think we got a bit complacent at 3-0 and you can't have that." Then Perry and Sean got 2 great individual goals and that gives us the confidence the player release that wee bit of pressure. We are into the next round. We weren't happy losing the other cup ties because I always said we want to stay in them after Christmas. So now we need to make sure we can go further in this competition. There were a few league matches on Saturday as Ashfield lost 5-3 away to Renfrew in the West of Scotland First Division and Caledonian Locomotives won 1-0 at home to Maryhill in the Second Division. This Saturday will also see little action of the local clubs, but there is a derby in the First Division as Petershill host Ashfield, whilst West Park United are away to Curluke Rovers in the 4th Division. Written by Brian Yule. Kozlova hat-trick keeps City on top. Glasgow City were quick to bounce back from their disappointing exit in the Sky Sports Cup. A 6-1 away win to Queen's Park on Sunday sees City continue to lead the way at the top of the SWPL table. The visitors went ahead after 11 minutes as Nicole Kozlova drove the ball into the net. The Ukrainian international then turned provider for Hayley Lauder to double their advantage with 20 minutes played. Lisa Forrest set up Katie Lockwood to make it 3-0 after 31 minutes and Kozlova 7 minutes later as City went in at the break 4-up. Lauder grabbed her second 2 minutes into the second half as she pounced on a rebound. 2 minutes later, Kozlova completed her hat-trick after good work from Lockwood. Rosie McQuillan struck from long range after 56 minutes to pull one back for Queen's Park, but that was the end of the scoring. Rossvale women picked up 3 points at the SWPL2 for the second time since August with a 5-2 win at home to Livingston. Coincidentally, that last win had been a 5-2 away win to St Johnstone, where the last meeting with Livingston was a 5-2 defeat. City are at home to Spartans on Sunday, while Rossvale host Gartcairn. There was a strange situation for the Rossvale development squad as their Scottish Cup plate tie at home to Huntly was abandoned. The match was abandoned at half-time with Rossvale leading 2-0 when the visitors refused to come out for the second half.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Tune Review and to tell your friends about our service.